This sounds completely and utterly satanic to me.
Hey, what's going on? All right, so check this out. CBS 9 hours ago leaked Pentagon document suggests Russia is building doomsday torpedo to hit coastal cities. All right, and then 7 days ago, Pentagon document confirms existence of Russian doomsday torpedo. I covered this a couple weeks ago. It was a very good article, and I'll show that to you all edited in. But let's go right here, and let's actually go what CBS Chicago, Communist Chicago mob syndicate is showing Illuminati Eye. Let's go ahead and see what they're all about, shall we?
Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed admiration for each other today, while also promising to build up their country's nuclear arsenals. Craig Boswell is at the White House with more.
Russian President Vladimir Putin and President-elect Donald Trump both spoke out again on the issue of their country's nuclear capabilities. At his end-of-the-year press conference, President Putin said he wants to modernize Russia's nuclear weapons so they can pierce any missile defense system. And President-elect Trump reportedly told MSNBC in an off-camera conversation, "Let it be an arms race. We will outmatch them at every pass and outlast them all."
Other countries need to understand that if they expand their nuclear capabilities, this president is not going to sit back. He's going to act.
Foreign policy experts say America's decades-old nuclear weapons systems need to be modernized.
Everybody kind of knows and realizes have to go back and be life extended or replaced.
Putin also sent Mr. Trump a Christmas letter saying he hopes Russia and America will be able to bring their relationship to a new level when Mr. Trump takes office. The president-elect responded with a statement saying it was a very nice letter and Putin's thoughts are correct. Also Friday, the UN Security Council unanimously passed a resolution condemning Israeli settlements in the West Bank and parts of Jerusalem. The U.S. abstained, despite a statement from President-elect Trump demanding America veto the resolution. Afterward, Mr. Trump tweeted, "As to the UN, things will be different after January 20th. Craig Boswell, CBS News.
All right, so there's that. Leaked Pentagon document suggests Russia is building doomsday torpedo to hit coastal cities. Now, this is put out by Illuminati CBS Chicago. All right. Now, I just have to say, I saw a video, I think, Roy Potter, and he was saying how he thinks Russia is working with the U.S. on the East Coast, possibly, to get the flanks of the United States, maybe helping them in some sort of way. Check out that video. Let's read this. The Russian government is reportedly developing a city-killing torpedo called Canyon that would allegedly leave a country's coastline uninhabitable for decades. The terrifying news, which sounds more likely to come from a James Bond film, was actually leaked by the Pentagon's report on nuclear weapons posturing. The Doomsday torpedo has been on U.S. military radar for several years and was first revealed publicly by the Washington Free Beacon in 2015. Canyon, an autonomous underwater vehicle. Carrying a lethal 100 megaton thermonuclear weapon, is reportedly being designed by the Russians to attack coastal areas, major cities, naval bases, and other seaports. And by the way, the land wouldn't be inhabitable for over 100 years. The massive nuclear payload of Canyon would equal the explosion of 100 million tons of TNT and is twice as powerful as the most powerful thermonuclear weapon ever tested, according to Popular Mechanics. Perhaps even worse than the immediate devastation of a nuclear attack by this Russia robot sub, experts add that the radioactive fallout from such a powerful torpedo would leave the contaminated area off limits to humans for the next 100 years. Russia's alleged use of the radioactive isotope cobalt-60 is to blame for the long recovery time. Jeffrey Lewis, an expert on nuclear policy, called Canyon's development absurd. In an interview with Business Insider, Lewis added that Russia's willingness to create such a torpedo was deeply, deeply, deeply immoral, and the U.S. has not even considered copying Canyon's design. So there's some propaganda for the day, in case you missed that. Now let's cut to some other stuff. All right, I'm over here on the James Munder channel on YouTube, and we're going to go ahead and scan, and we're going to look for this one article that was very good. It mentioned the canyon. The reason why I have my eye on this is because I have my eye on something happening on the East Coast. And I just have my eye out. So I think I remember the picture. So it was over 3 weeks ago. There it is. Russia's massive Arctic research sub and undersea cables. All right. So in this, let me stop it. Right there. So this was leaked out on Russian television, and it gets into the whole 9 yards. But this was a very good article. I'm going to go vertical for a second so I could read something. Yeah, so I was reading The Drive. And actually, I got let known about The Drive by watching this guy called Florida Macus, Maquis. And as a matter of fact, this was 12 hours ago. This was this morning. I watched this video this morning. Let's go ahead and watch this.
Time of the collision. Okay, here's 1628, 1629. Now we have this slowed down, and of course I get lag when I do this. I don't know why. Okay, so here's 1630. As you can see here, 1630 and 12 seconds. No change in course. So this shoots out of the water for sure, this story about the captain attempting to avoid, or the collision. If the collision happened at 1628, as Savvy says, that captain never tried to avoid the crystal, not at all. Now, if we go forward to the time the Navy says it happened.
And by the way, these are updating at 5-second intervals. Remember that.
Plus 15 seconds. We do see this change in course, but it makes me believe that the Navy might be using this track to determine the time of collision, which would mean they have no electronic information of their own independently of this, which would mean the ship might have been fried, which means that we have a much bigger problem. Now, if this wasn't enough, watch this. Now, we have this position here, and we thought watching this, that all the jumps around was just some fault of the data being transmitted. It's not. All right, 1630 and 47 seconds. Now, this is 15 seconds post-collision according to the Navy. Now, I'm going to jump the video up here. Now, we remember this. 1633 and 47 seconds. 3 minutes later, that's when the jump occurs from here to here. Strangely enough, Class B SO shipborne mobile equipment not moving faster than 2 knots reports on the 3-minute. Class B CS shipborne mobile equipment moving faster than 2 knots also reports on the 3 minutes. Let me say this correctly, I'm sorry. Class B CS shipborne mobile equipment not moving faster than 2 knots. So not moving faster than 2 knots.
All right, just stay with me. I should have sped it up a little bit more, because at this point you're going like, what the hell is going on? So let me, he gets into this. Just let me go here, and you could go and watch the whole video, but let me just go here.
Now, here's where it gets really, really, really creepy. If you go all the way up here to this, now, you folks remember this strange, and I do apologize for the lag here. I don't know why this happens when I run this slow. Because when I run at normal time, it doesn't happen. Okay, we are at 17:44. This is 2:44 p.m.
Can anyone else hear his fan working overtime? Holy hell.
But I want you to see this. This is the most important part of the video, bar none. It sits here forever, aimed one direction. And I do have to slow down to a quarter. I apologize, this is taking forever for this jump, but it is critical that you see this. Okay, there's the jump. All of a sudden, now it's on its track before, right? I want to show you something. The AIS data is now updating every 10 seconds.
So, hold on.
It has changed from the...
It has changed. It has changed from, it was updating every 5 seconds, and then it jumps, and it's as if they switched transponders. What the hell is this going on? This guy caught something, and I needed to put light on this.
5-second and 3-minute paradigm to 10-second updating. Folks, that only means one thing. They changed transponders. Because the only place you will find 10-second updating is up here with a dynamic Class A. At anchor or moored and moving faster than 3 knots. Not changing course or changing course. Updates on the 10-second like we saw with the MC Alnick. Down here, search and rescue aircraft, update on the 10-second, and the AIS base station, updates on the 10-second. What does that tell us? That means if they didn't switch transponders, they switched from autonomous mode to assigned mode. Either way, the entire trip through here, they were fucking with the transponder. From the beginning, through the collision, all the way past the end. The ACX crystal was up to something. We have evidence for there being 2 different transponders or them switching modes. Why would they?
All right, why would they indeed? So I just wanted to shed light on that.